All right, so today I'm going to take you through the new goals feature of EntireTask. And so on the sidebar here, you want to click on goals to get in here and then click on new to create a new one. And we're releasing EntireTask goals on the same day that Apple released the iPhone Pro 12. So I'm going to put that on my goal board. So let's say iPhone Pro 12 as an example. And I'm going to choose the intellect area of my life because my iPhone helps me in my business, it helps me in my life, and it basically helps me think, helps me gather information. So I'm going to put it in my intellect. Now, you remember back in the vision areas, we created a happiness level of each one of our areas. That's what that number is getting the 8 from. So intellect is an 8 in the grand scheme of our life. That's how important it is. So now let's choose a time frame. Well, they said that it would be available in November, and then they've got to ship it to me, so it may or may not be a month. So I'm going to say that within 3 months I want to get that. And how important is this in my intellect goals? I'm going to say just randomly, it's like a 7 or an 8, something like that, okay? And now you'll notice over here, I could delete the goal. Nope, don't want to do that. Or I could click on edit. And so I'm going to go into the edit area and I can see the name, the area, the time frame, the priority. Oh, and look, that's interesting. That date happens to be exactly 3 months from today. Now, I can go in there and change that, but the neat thing about the time frames is that had I not done that, what I would have had to do is I would have had to come in here and, go from November 11th, and then I 1, 2, 3, and choose November 11th to get to my 3 months. And it's just a pain in the butt, right? When instead I can just say, about 3 months from now. So there we go. Now our goal status. Goal status, I haven't done anything with this. So I'd say that it definitely needs some help. Now, what would make this complete for me? When I have my iPhone in my hand. Okay? That makes it complete for me. And what might stop me? I don't know. They're out of stock. Maybe I'm too late. I might not hit that timeline or something. And now card image. So I went to Apple's website and I right-clicked on this to save the image. I've already done that, so I won't do that again. But that's how I got this image. So I'm going to choose that image on my outbox here. And where are you, iPhone? Pop that in there. And how does achieving this affect me and others? Well, it'll make me more productive. Okay. And, one of our kids can have my old iPhone 11 Pro. Okay? So there we go. And the full description here, you can drop videos in there, you can drop pictures, you can drop text. This is just a quick example, so I'm not going to go into that right now. And now I'm going to click on save, and you'll notice it's updated a little bit. But now let me show you in my real account, my personal account. I'm letting you into my personal life here. You can actually see where that is in my entire life and what it looks like when things are fully filled out. But I wanted to show you what it looks like when you guys jump in here. So catch me in a second. All right, so now we're actually in my personal goals area. Woohoo! And now let's have a look at where that goal about my iPhone is. that goal about my iPhone is down here, because if we look at it in the grander scheme of my life, the thing that's most important to me right now is getting the MVP complete. So, and then there's a few other ones. Now, what happens, say, if I decide that I want to go back into planning and make that a higher priority of my life right now? How would I do that? How would I modify everything that's underneath of planning so that it's now more important than anything else? Well, that's something that we can do with EntireTask, which is really cool. This is part of our algorithm, right? So I can go back into Vision and click on my business areas. And you'll notice right now I've got production as the most important thing in my business areas of my life. And I want to change that so it's actually planning now. I'm going to crank that up to 14 and I'm going to move that down to 13. Now I'm going to go back into my goals and see what's actually happened as a result of changing that area of my life. All right, interesting. Now you'll notice that everything has recalculated its weighted priority, and now the planning stuff that's most important to me is right at the top. There's that MVP complete, the first production one, right? So I want you to think about this even in a personal context. Let's say your life is going along and you decide, or something happens, right? And your health is now not doing so well, and you want to crank up the health area of your life. You can go into your personal life areas, crank that up, and that will modify all the goals, all the projects, all the tasks underneath of it, just like that, rather than you having to go into each individual item and change it, which is just crazy for me, right? So it helps you to be able to keep things that are most important to you in your life at the top of all of your lists. So that is the first piece of goals for right now, and I hope you really like it.